Hello everyone, welcome to the Bodhi Academy. In today's video, we are going to continue with the 12th biology chapter 8, that is microbes in human welfare. So in the last video, we have learnt about the microbes in household products, that is the lactic acid bacteria which are used to produce curd from milk, then other bacteria and the yeast which is used to make the cheese, then the bread and all. Then we have also talked about the microbes in industry, that is the brewer's yeast or the same baker's yeast which is used to ferment the different natural ingredients to make the industrial beverages or the fermented beverages, that is wine, beer, whiskey, brandy and rum. Then we have also talked about how antibiotics are obtained from the different microbes, fungi, bacteria and yeast. And then we have also seen the different chemicals and enzymes and bioactive molecules obtained from the microbes. Now in today's video we are going to talk about the microbes in sewage treatment and then the microbes in production of biogas. So let us start. Microbes in sewage treatment. So the municipal wastewater is called the sewage and it contains large amount of organic matter and microbes which are pathogenic and cannot be discharged into natural water bodies like the rivers and streams. Now we know the sewage water which is there, it contains many organic various amount of organic matter and different microbes which are pathogenic and cause infections to humans and animals, and that is why it cannot be discharged into the natural water bodies. So what do we have to do? We have to treat this sewage water and make it less polluted or okay to discharge it into the waters. So the sewage is treated in sewage treatment plant to make it less polluting by using heterotrophic microbes naturally present in the sewage, and the sewage treatment is done in two stages. So there are two stages in sewage treatment. The first is the primary treatment and the second is the secondary treatment. So what happens in primary treatment is that the floating debris which is there, different kinds of plastic or any waste material which is there, the floating debris, that is removed by sequential filtration. Then the grit, that is the soil and small pebbles and all, those are also removed by sedimentation. First the water is passed through different filters to remove the bigger debris, and then all the grit, soil and all is allowed to settle down or sediment, and then the upper water is then taken to the next stage. So this is what happens in the primary treatment. Then the sewage water which is primarily treated is taken to the next stage, that is for the secondary treatment or the biological treatment. Now in this the biological treatment, the second step involves passing of primary effluents, that is the water which has undergone the primary treatment, in large aeration tanks. Aeration tanks means in the sewage treatment plant there are like this large aeration tanks where the water is pumped with lot of oxygen or air. So aeration tanks to help the growth of aerobic microbes into flocks. So in these aeration tanks there is continuous supply of air which helps in the growth of aerobic microbes, meaning those microbes which grow in the presence of oxygen, and these are allowed to grow into flocks, meaning masses of bacteria associated with fungal filament which form a mesh like structure. So these are called flocks. Then these microbes increase the consumption of organic waste and decrease the BOD of water, that is the biological oxygen demand of the effluent. So now the growth of these microbes is done so that they can consume all the organic waste and decrease the BOD, that is the biological oxygen demand of the effluent or the sewage water. See, these are the aeration tanks in the sewage treatment plant. This is the aerial view of a sewage treatment plant. Then BOD is the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by the bacteria. It basically measures the amount of organic matter present in the water. So BOD gives us the measure of amount of organic matter which is present in the water. The greater the BOD, the water is more polluted. Now once the BOD of sewage or the wastewater is reduced, the effluent is then passed into a settling tank where the bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment or settle. Now in the secondary treatment, the biological treatment, first the bacterial flocks were allowed to grow. Now after the BOD of water is reduced, they are allowed to settle down, and this sediment which is there of these biological bacterial flocks is called the activated sludge. Then this sludge is passed into large tanks called the anaerobic tanks to anaerobic sludge digester, where anaerobic bacteria which grow in the absence of oxygen digest this sludge. So sludge is passed into the large tanks called anaerobic sludge digesters, in which anaerobic bacteria digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge and produce mixture of gases called the biogas. Now biogas is a mixture of methane, hydrogen sulfide and the carbon dioxide. Then the effluent from the secondary treatment plant are released into the water bodies. So now this water which is treated is safer to be released into the natural water bodies. Then talking about the microbes in production of biogas. So we saw just now that biogas is a mixture of methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. So it is a mixture of gases produced by the microbial activity that can be used as a fuel. So biogas is basically a type of fuel. Then certain bacteria that grow anaerobically on cellulosic material produce large amounts of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen. So these basically constitute the biogas. Then these bacteria are collectively called as the methanogens or the methanobacterium. Then talking about the biogas plant. Now this is a typical diagram of a biogas plant. So the excreta of cattle is rich in methanogen bacteria, as the methogens are there present in the gut of the cattle, and it's used for generation of biogas, also called as the gobar gas. So the cow dung or the cattle dung is rich in the methanogens bacteria, and it is used for the generation of biogas in the biogas plant. Now the technology of biogas production was developed in India mainly due to the efforts of Indian Agricultural Research Institute, that is IARI, and Khadi and Village Industries Commission, that is KVIC. Now this biogas plant consists of a concrete tank in which bio-wastes are collected and slurry of dung is fed. So here this part is the concrete tank which is called the digester, and here the slurry of cattle dung is fed. So this is the inlet. Then a floating cover is placed over digester that moves upward as gas is produced. So this is the floating cover which moves upward as there is increase in the level of gas. Then the gas produced is removed and supplied through an outlet pipe for consumption. So this is the outlet pipe through which the gas is supplied. Then the spent slurry is removed through another outlet and is used as a fertilizer. So this is the other tank in which the spent slurry, which is already digested, is taken out, and then it is used as the fertilizers for plants or crops. Then biogas plant is more often built in the rural areas as large amount of cattle dung is available easily in such areas. So this is all in today's video. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.